When you think of a beach holiday, Poland probably isn't the first country that springs to mind. It certainly wasn't for me, but as it stands at the minute, I'm here in the city of Szczecin in the middle of a heat wave. It's potentially going to be 40 degrees today, and let me tell you, I want no part of that. So I'm jumping on the train and I'm heading up to the resort city of Swinoujscie. So the question is, can the Baltic Coast compete with the likes of Spain, Portugal and Italy, or is it just wishful thinking? Let's go catch this train. So Świnoujście is a little bit unusual in that it's made up of many different islands, and when you arrive by train on the Polish side, because you can enter via the German side as well, you're still effectively on the Polish mainland. So there is a ferry that you need to get across to the beach and resort area. Who knew that we'd have a little mini cruise included as well? And the best bit, it's absolutely free, which is my kind of boat. I think that's the ferry we want, just there. In typical fashion, just as I arrive, the flipping ferry leaves, doesn't it? But they do run every half hour, so it's not all bad. I must say, this is a completely different experience for me. There it is over there. Just to visualise what I was saying earlier, arrived into the main station there. We get a ferry across there, and on the left hand side is the main resort and beach area. We're really close to the German border as well. So if you're coming in from Germany, it's a bit more handy because you do arrive straight into the main city just there. If you're arriving here on the Polish side, this is where you have to get the ferry. All adds to the adventure though. This is the one that I'll be needing. So I'll make my way around, get ready to board. Well, what I can say is that it's definitely a first for me personally, in that I'm arriving at the beach via first plane, then by train, and then by ferry. That is pretty unique. Anyway, let's go and do a bit of exploring. Now, if I've got my bearings correct, we should walk straight down here, through a park, and then at the other side of the park should be the beach. It is getting very warm, but unlike Szczecin yesterday, there is a breeze, thank God. A very interesting way to get to the beach. Off a ferry, through a park, which is very shaded and very welcome, I have to say, and then onto the seaside. Fantastic stuff. Somewhere for the kids to play. That's what I'm after. Looks like we're getting into the heart of it now. Look at this. Radisson blue, looking absolutely stunning. I'm sure there's a Hilton around here as well. This is looking fantastic. There are shops, there are bars, there are restaurants. I'm not sure if, I think they're apartments. Beautiful. I knew there was a Hilton here. This is very, very nice. I am going to get a drink though before I go to the beach. I've never heard of Grimbergen. Apparently it's Belgian. Has anybody else heard of it? It's nice. Right, let's go check out this beach. I've never seen one of these before in Europe. A misting machine. Oh, that's nice. And here we are. Well, it's packed out, as you can imagine, but this is pretty damn nice, if I do say so myself. Look at this sand. White, very fine, not coarse at all. That is lovely. We've got a beach bar just here. Looks like you can rent these mini little cabana type things. Looks like you have to rent them by the hour. But they're pretty cool. Right, I'm going to go and check out the sea. I don't expect the sea to be crystal clear blue waters, but I'm intrigued to see what it's like. Come on. Well, as I thought, it's definitely not the crystal clear turquoise water you'd find in Greece, but it looks clean. It is refreshing, and on a day like today, it does look pretty inviting. If I was to ask you now, based on the colour and the texture of this sand, where you think I am, I'm not sure many people would say Poland. It's cracking. Very nice. And if you look down the coast there, somewhere in the distance, you'll see Germany. In fact, if you want, you can actually cross the border gate into Germany. I think it is quite a way down there, so I'm not going to go all the way down there. But if you wanted, you could hop over the border. This is actually one of the widest and biggest beaches in the Baltics. And although there's hundreds and hundreds of people on this beach, there's still plenty of room for hundreds and hundreds of people to take a spot up here. Well, before I go and get something to eat, I'm going to spend a bit of time here. See you in a minute. Well, that was very pleasant. It's very warm, but the sea breeze is keeping it manageable. So, time to get something to eat. There's loads of food and drink options down this promenade, which seems to stretch on for miles actually. I like the look of Hotel Gold, look at that. A mixture of old and new. In architectural style, I mean. I don't think that's old. I think it's just been built like that. Too much choice of restaurants, I'm just going to have to make a decision, I think. This'll do, I think. Right, so I've gone for a pork shashlik. 55 zloty, about a tenner. So, probably one of the cheapest things on the menu. But I just fancied it. Well, that was alright. Pork was very nice. Wasn't so keen on the chips, to be honest. But that with a Pepsi came to, I think it was about £13 or just over. So, decent value. And that's probably expensive as well, because obviously we're at the seaside. Now, it's not just all about the beach here in Świnoujście. There is a lighthouse and there's also a couple of forts as well. The lighthouse is apparently one of the tallest brick lighthouses in the world as well. So if you're into your history, there is something here for you to check out. Not only that, if you can see in the distance down there, there's also the Baltic Aqua Park. Anyway, I've got to get back to the ferry terminal because I've got to catch the ferry back to the mainland. I've then got to catch a train. Then I've got to connect onto another train to get back to the airport for my flight this evening. But in the meantime, I'm walking at this moment in time through a very peaceful park. And we're back. So what did I make of Świnoujście then? Well, if you're expecting me to say it's the new Costa del Sol, it isn't. Spain, Portugal and Greece have spent decades building their reputation as beach destinations, of course, and for a good reason. But what I wasn't expecting was just how enjoyable the place was. The beach was absolutely fantastic. The sand was so soft. It's clean and there's loads going on along the promenade. And getting there by train and then hopping on that free ferry just made the whole trip feel that little bit more of an adventure. Would I fly to Poland instead of Greece for a 2-week beach holiday? Probably not. Would I come here for a long weekend or maybe 3 days and tack a few days on to a city break such as Szczecin or Gdansk, for instance? Absolutely. And in fact, I think this is where this place works really well. Anyway, it's time for me to head into the terminal now at the rather quirky Szczecin airport and get ready for the flight home. If you did enjoy this one and want to see some more under the radar European destinations, you can check out Košice here and you can check out Kherson here. I'll see you over there. Cheers.